In a bit. Anyway, October Red Boxing, joined by the wonderful, the lovely, the handsome, the Mr. Smart himself, John, the light heavyweight, cruiserweight.
In between the both.
Oh, that's what I was about to say, because you're a big boy, aren't you?
Mate, the way I look at well, weight, I keep saying this to everyone. I'm not lying about it. I'm like 79.2 kg to me. I am seeing them days no more. I'm as big as these heavyweights, man. So I just got to let me maturity. There's no point in me going in the ring overweight and fat. So what I've picked a middle ground, 86 kg. So I'm just under cruiser still, but I'm over light heavy. So I'm right in that middle ground. I'm going to keep campaigning here till I feel ready, and then when I do eventually make cruiser, I'll fight for a title.
Well, I reckon you'll go up to heavy, but that's another conversation further down the line.
100%. I honestly do believe this. 4 or 5 years of myself, I'll be 24, 25 years old. I'm probably going to end up at a heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's such a pleasure to have you back, and I know the red carpet is full of keen media that want to speak to you, so I've chosen 3 topics.
Straight to you. Do you know what I mean? I'm not interested in this lot here, especially that Joe Pugh, wherever he's at.
I know everyone's got their favourites, but I've got you now, and I'm going to make the most of it. I'm doing 3 topics, and it's the 3 Ps, because we're on time limits, and the first one is not porn. The first one is preparation. Talk to me about your preparation for being on this superb card on Saturday night.
I feel like this one I've been in camp for ages for. So basically, I was explaining it to some of them earlier. Like, so Johnny Fisher had a fight coming up. Mark Tibbs asked me to come in. He might have had a southpaw. So I come back to the gym a bit earlier, got myself in shape so I didn't get bashed about in sparring. Sparred Johnny. Then Tommy Fletcher in our gym, cruiserweight, he had a fight coming up. They said, John, stay in the gym, just help me out with Tommy. Then when I turned around, I had 7-8 weeks till my fight, I was in camp. So I started camp real early, didn't do me no harm, got rounds in earlier than what I probably should have, but it was in the bank. Went down to Peacock, sparred Denzel Bentley when he found out he had Kieran Smith. Obviously I was a southpaw tall. Helped him out with a few rounds. But it was also adding to my experience, do you know what I mean? So, and then we kept the last 3-4 weeks in-house sparring, had a few people come in and out, but it was spot on, man.
I like that, and you've just touched on something I wanted you to elaborate on, the sparring. How important is it? I know you've had your in-house sparring, but how important is it to get that external sparring where it could be like the battle of the egos, somebody who actually wants to do you some harm rather than people that know you, if that makes sense?
Exactly that. I always say to Mark Tibbs, I always say, whatever happens, Mark, he's obviously my coach, he dictates to me, but I like to go at least one spar out of house where we're right up against it, whether it's a British champion, a world champion, whatever I can get. So over the past I've had Dan Aziz, Craig Richards, Lou Teke, who was at the time a World Games fighter, and then suddenly Denzel Bentley gave us a message, and I was like, let's do that now. Look, that's another British champion on our resume. I know he might be a bit lighter, walks around quite heavy, so it made sense. Went down there, got them rounds in nice and early, and then just built off that, really.
We love it. So we're going to talk about, in fact, I can't even really apply this to you because this is your 4th fight at the O2. This is kind of like home to you, but it's a massive card. How are you going to deal with the pressure knowing that there's going to be so much more eyes on the card because obviously AJ's headlining it? How do you deal with pressure, John?
Pressure makes diamonds, that's the saying, isn't it? So I think with that in mind, I've just got to keep on to myself. Like I always say, I'm very grateful, very blessed to be in this position. Very blessed to be in this position, and I've just got to take it with both hands. And at the end of the day, I've been at this stage before, so I know what the ring's like, I know what the surroundings like, but this time I get to do it in front of another 10,000, 12,000 more people, so it's a blessing, man. I'm 20 years of age at the O2 Arena on Joshua's undercard. I'm very grateful.
We know that there's going to be a lot more eyes on the sport. As DAZN have recently announced, they are now broadcasting on Sky, so you've got the Sky audience with the DAZN audience, so there's a massive amount of coverage for this weekend, and it's a nice way to start off as well. Talk to me about your performance. What can we expect from John Hedges on Saturday?
The plan is, everyone's saying it to me, the plan's to do what Tommy Fury couldn't, and Tommy Fury had a very good performance against Daniel Bosiacki, who I'm fighting. I thought he boxed very well, but he didn't force a stoppage. My idea is to go in there and hopefully get that stoppage, but not look for it. If it doesn't come, it's not the end of the world. I want to be crisp, I want to be sharp, and I basically just want to show a progression. I want to go in there and then someone say, has he had 100 fights? Not, it's his 8th fight. I want to look the full part.
We know under the tutorship of Mark Tibbs, he likes the knockouts. No, you're not going to go through, you're not going to go looking for it, but it's something that we can expect. I'm going to ask you, even though you're not looking for it, and you quite rightly said that, are you still going to go for it anyway?
If I find the opening too right, I'm taking out with both hands. I've had 2 showreel knockouts at the O2, so good things come out in threes. Please God, come Saturday night, we both end, leave the ring healthy, but I get the stoppage.
The gentleman, Johnny Hedges, it's always a pleasure. October Red Boxing, thank you for taking the time, and I'll see you Saturday night.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.